Lids, it's finished Gainsborough Trinity 2, Whitby Town 1. A night where arguably the better team came out the wrong end of the scoreline there.
Yeah, just the way it's going for us at the moment, isn't it? I thought we started the game really well, in a different shape. Really, we went with a different shape from the start today to what we're usually used to, and had the better of the openings. Really, we had a great chance with Mitch going through one-on-one, which the keeper's made a great save from, and probably should score. Being honest and being overcritical, but good save nonetheless. And then a couple of minutes later, they've gone up and scored a wonder goal of a free kick. So set you back a little bit, and took us another 5-10 minutes on the back of that to get back into the game a little bit. And but we did. We went in at half time, obviously 1-0 down, and all to play for. Other than the free kick, there was nothing really in the game, especially first half. And we wanted to come out second half and have a real go with a type of a nothing to lose mentality, if you like. And the lads gave me their all, as they did in the first half. They've grafted today, and that's all I can ask for. And if it doesn't work out result wise, then that's all you can ask for. So couple of contentious decisions and poor finishing in the second half. Obviously, didn't get us the result we wanted, but I can't question the work rate.
Yeah, looking at your team selection as well, 4 changes from Saturday, and it looked like a very sort of footballing-minded side you went with initially from the start. The likes of Mitch Curry in there, Joe Giers, Alfred Doherty all coming in, certainly added a bit of a different element to the side.
Yeah, I've been here a few times, and it's a big pitch. It's normally a nice pitch, as it is tonight. It was perfectly fine, and I wanted to get a few more footballers out there, and I thought that the lads who came in did well, and added to the team, and added to the work we did on the evening. And like I said, it was just disappointing. We obviously conceded the second goal. In that second half, which the lads could have folded there and then, but we kept going and got a good second goal, and like I said, we could have quite easily had a penalty. We've had a great chance at the end with Leighton as well, but no, as like I said, it's without making excuses, it's the way it's going for us at the moment, unfortunately. And the lads are disappointed, the lads are gutted in there, as they were on the Saturday, but we keep going. We've got 6 games now, where six big games. And we need to get as many points as possibly can as quickly as we can.
Yeah, you referenced earlier on about the missed chances, those key moments, which again feels like it has been a theme, not just of the last few weeks or the season as a whole, isn't it? With that big one that Mitch had at 0-0, 1-1 with the keeper, and then really sort of the game defined by those moments. That one there, and then one right at the end for later Watts as well.
Exactly what I just said in there. It's the key moments of the game have been taken by them and not by us. And like you said, you hit the nail on the head. It's been the case all season, unfortunately. We haven't quite been clinical at both ends, and not just in that attacking area. We haven't been clinical in both boxes. And in football, as cliched as it goes, that's where it matters.
Yeah, and then obviously the first goal, a free kick that, as much as you may be disappointed in the build-up, nothing that Sherman can do about it. Going into that second half, what was the message at half-time in terms of trying to get a reaction from your side?
It's just, we're 1-0 down, it doesn't matter then if you lose the game 1-0 or 3-0. I just wanted them to have a goal, the type of nothing to lose mentality, really. Go out and win the second half, and they tried their best to do that. Obviously we conceded the second goal, but like I said earlier, they could have folded then, but they wouldn't do that. They're trying to keep the football club in the Northern Premier League, and they continued right till the bitter end. They obviously got a goal back, and like I said, we were always going to get another chance, and it probably falls to the right man, but it was a great save by the keeper.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at this, looking at the second goal. I'm sure that was one where, again, good strike, but do you feel that the Met perhaps could have done it more defensively from that point of view? Yeah, you can nitpick the bones out of every goal you concede, can't you? But yeah, probably too easy down the side, and then it's come across to the lad. Another good finish, another good 20-25 yard finish, to be fair to the lad. And but yeah, like I said, I'll have to look back at it, but he seemed to have a lot of space to get that shot off. And no, it was like I said, it's disappointing to concede any goal, obviously. Yeah, and the way back into the game came from the head of Matthew Tyman, who just before he had scored, he came close to another corner as well. And as much as he went for that footballing sort of line-up, it felt that his presence really certainly ruffled Gainsborough up at the back.
Yeah, we were a threat from set pieces. As I said to Russ before the game, they weren't quite the biggest side, and we're the same. We're not the overly biggest side, but I just thought if we could be a little bit more aggressive than them, then we could score goals. And I felt we were a threat from corners and from free kicks, all night. And that was the aim. As it turned out, we got a good goal from Matty off a corner, good cross by Leighton, and free header from Matty who buried it. So no, that's pleasing. Obviously, I just felt we probably turned down a few crosses at times as well in those later stages where we can get the ball in the box. But no, we like I said, we'll. The lads are disappointed, but we will try our best to pick them up and go ahead for what is another big game on Saturday, back at the top half.
Yeah, and just looking at how the end of the match panned out, obviously a few more chances created, as you referenced, the big one for Leighton Watts there. And in terms of the overall performance, would you say that you felt a lot more positive to take from this one than what you saw on Saturday at Michelota?
100%, and we just said that as well in there as coaches as well. It felt like we actually wanted to go and win the game today rather than on Saturday when we were sort of waiting for things to happen a little bit. We defended better tonight, and I know they scored 2 goals, but they really did want to keep the ball out tonight, and I felt like we did defend better tonight, but as it turned out, we couldn't quite convert the chances that we had at the other end.
Yeah, and then just looking ahead to that game on Saturday, visit of Hyde United, a side that only played a couple of weeks ago, so you know plenty about them. They'll know plenty about us, of course, as well. But in terms of that one, it was very much a game of two halves down at their spot, and I'm sure you'd be hoping if you get to the levels you're reaching at first half in particular, you've got a chance of getting an important 3 points on Saturday.
Yeah, and I was before the game, I was saying as well, every game and. It's a toss of a coin, isn't it, in this league? You first half, especially today, and times in that second half, you wouldn't have known who was the team, in that top half, or who the team fighting relegation is. So, we'll take the positives out of tonight, and we'll dust the lads down, and we'll prepare them properly and get them ready to go again on Saturday, which, like you say, is another big game for us, which hopefully we can put the 2 defeats behind us and go into it with a little bit of momentum and go and get an important 3 points.
Yeah, just looking at your team selection off of that one, looked like you're going to have another blow with Michael Woods, possibly his foot again. Looking at that one, the way it went down that first half.
Yeah, not the same injury, which is a bonus if you like. We'll have to obviously assess it and look at it, but he was more of a roll of the ankle on his other foot. So. Hopefully he's come off at the right time and that settles down over the next day or two, but just all guesswork obviously until the next 48 hours pass and we have a good look at that. But if he's not, it was good to see Alfie back out tonight. He's come back and looked really bright, and other people have missed out on the bench tonight who've come in and done well. So no, we'll have good numbers and we'll hope to go into it with a strong selection of players. Thanks.